Hello and welcome to the Back Nine Report. We have only three more stories in our countdown of the top 10 stories in golf for 2021 to go. And we're up to number three alongside with Fred Altvater and Kieran Clark. My name is Carlos Torres, and we are going to talk about a generational talent that Fred predicted us a couple of years back, and it's been amazing. This was his year, definitely. He became the first man to win a major in his first two tries. He became the first American to officially win on the European Tour, the season-long Race to Dubai championship. So Colin Morikawa, oh, by the way, he won the British Open. That's how he made it those 2 out of 2 in his first try major. So Fred, how about Colin Morikawa? He's your guy. So let's talk about his year, generational talent.
Yeah, he already had a PGA Championship trophy at home and was recognized as one of the best young players in the game. But his performance in the 2021 Open Championship at Royal St. George's was beyond legendary. His final round on Sunday was a clinic of fairways and greens. It was as if Ben Hogan had returned and was channeling his phenomenal consistency through the body of the young Colin Morikawa. I've been telling you guys that he was a real deal since he came out on tour and won right away to earn his tour card without going to the Korn Ferry Tour. His swing is immaculate. His iron play is otherworldly. He is the best iron player on the face of the earth right now. Add to that a calm demeanor. He never gets too shook up on the golf course. Yes, he could be a better putter, but if you hit every iron shot within 10 feet, you're going to make enough of those, even if you are a marginal putter. 2 majors under the age of 25, that's Tiger-like. He's made 50 cuts in 57 starts, unbelievable consistency. 5 wins, and 2 of those are majors. Plus, he's got a WGC in there as well. 4 runners-up and 20 top 10s. Amazing numbers for such a young player. He is truly one of my favorite players to watch. He does almost everything perfectly. Even his post-round interviews are spot on. He's a well-rounded kid, and things look even brighter for him in the future. His one blemish this year, he led the Hero Challenge after 54 holes by 3 shots last week. In the Bahamas, would have jumped over Jon Rahm to become number 1 in the world, but it must have got to him a little bit, and he had an uncharacteristic poor final round. He's going to learn from that, though, and watch out next time he's in the lead. No one else is going to stand a chance, guys.
Kieran, a generational talent indeed, history making. We're seeing Colin Morikawa. He's just amazing. He's great to see play because he's definitely, like Fred's saying, he's a total package. And he definitely represents what we would like to see on a great golf player. So how about Colin Morikawa and his fulfillment this year of almost becoming number 1, but definitely making history?
Oh, definitely. And I think, Colin Morikawa, as Fred touched on, he's so impressive at every aspect. His golf's obviously incredible, but he's such an impressive personality as well. And, Fred touched on the interviews, the victory speech at Royal St. George's, tremendous, fantastic. He's such an amazing, well-developed player and young man. And he's someone who you can see, achieving just greatness in the years to come. And he already has achieved greatness. I mean, Fred touched on the legendary performance at Royal St. George's, and it was legendary. Winning the PGA last year behind closed doors, that was one thing. And that was a great achievement, but it wasn't quite the same as winning a major in the fashion that he did at Royal St. George's in an Open Championship on a really tough golf course in front of a big gallery, huge atmosphere, on a style of golf that he really hadn't played before. He played the previous week at the Scottish Open, didn't play especially well. He turned up at St. George's and he found a golf course that fitted him. And I think ultimately it's because he is the best iron player in the world. Links golf has always been, it identifies the best iron players. That's why Jack did well there. Tiger's done so well in the Open. Tom Watson, these guys are great ball strikers, the great iron players, the guys that can shape the ball with it off the fairways, hit high shots, low shots, precise strikes off that really tight, firm turf. It rewards the best ball strikers. And Colin Morikawa was right up there. That we've seen for a long time. And it was an amazing performance to defeat a really strong chasing pack. Louis Oosthuizen was there. George Spieth rolling back, back to form this year. played great at St George's. John Ram was there too. It was a great leaderboard. But Colin Morikawa was just so impressive. And I loved that Open. It's great to have the Open back and the sunshine, the firm golf course. Great fans that were there. Tremendous winner. It was a perfect return for the Open Championship through the pandemic era, and they couldn't have asked for a better champion. And I think Colin Morikawa is someone who could win multiple Opens in the years to come with that iron play and with that temperament as well, amongst all the other majors. So he's an amazing player. He's so impressive. We've seen in the past, obviously, other players who have emerged in a great, Jordan Spieth, for example, obviously had won multiple majors at the same age. But I think the difference was, Jordan, for all of his amazing qualities, it's great to see him back playing this year. His swing, his technique is never as sound as Colin Morikawa's is. So you can't really see much going wrong with Morikawa. And I think that's why we're going to see him be so consistent over the next decade and potentially beyond. You mentioned the previous video, Carlos, that the sky's the limit for John Ram. It's very much the same for Colin Morikawa. We talked earlier in our previous videos about Jin Young Ko and Nelly Korda on the LPGA Tour, their battle. Could we see a Morikawa Ram tussle in 2022? And then you throw in, DeChambeau and Rory McIlroy potentially back to form, Justin Thomas, Patrick Cantlay, Xander Schauffele, all these guys, Victor Hovland. Men's golf's in a great place right now. Now, we can argue about the events they're going to play in and the tours and what's happening with that and the money behind it. But in terms of the individual players, it's as good as it has ever been, maybe better. And, Colin Morikawa was right there at the top of the list. I think his win in the Open Championship, Phil Mickelson at Kiawah Island was the best, achievement, the best moment we saw this past year. But in terms of a performance, in terms of the golf and the poise and the temperament and the quality of play, Colin Morikawa was playing like Xbox golf around Royal St George's, and that is a very tough golf course, especially for your first Open. And what a performance, what a player, and there is certainly more to come next year and beyond.
Definitely with Colin Morikawa, like you mentioned, John Ram, Colin Morikawa, these are the top two players right now in the world, and I don't see any change coming next year. Maybe we can see them down the line in some major final groups, and that would be just amazing to watch. But Colin Morikawa was our third story of the year 2021 in golf. So now we're up to the number 2, and that's going to come tomorrow. So, hey, you want to watch it? Come and join us. Thank you for joining us for number 3.